Hello everybody and welcome back to my garden, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Ashley and I garden here in Northern California, Zone 9B, and today we are going to be working in what usually is the sunny border, but it is that beautiful golden hour of the day where the sun has gone down and it's nice and cool, and I just love it. So we're going to get after it. We're going to try to get as much done as we can out here until we run out of light, and then we're rewarded with a nice cool beverage afterwards. It's couldn't be better. So what I have planned out here, it is just beautifully and wonderfully overgrown. And I absolutely love it. I love that overgrown look, but this is a bit too much. Too much of a good thing is still not so much of a good thing. Mainly because we just need to be able to easily access the pathway that we have here. And the pathway is being eaten up day by day by, just a lot of our annuals and a lot of the potato vine that I put in. I had a darker potato vine and then a lighter chartreuse green one. And I just kind of popped a few of them into our blank areas, and they have really filled out and really gone. And I just need to make sure that they're not thugging out any of my perennials or any of my long-term plants that I don't want to be hurt or injured. I still got to look after my long-term goals here. So I'm just gonna set the camera up and then get after it. So I'm gonna be deadheading, pulling things out. I also have a lemon cypress that I killed, and it is officially gone. I tried to water it and baby it and really mulch it in well, but I decided on a really hot summer day in July that I was going to transplant it, and I literally moved it 4 feet in another direction. So not really worth it at all. And did it need to happen? No, it was just aesthetics. Just aesthetics. That was it. So learn from my mistakes and you won't lose any of your beauties the way that I did. But, it just is a lesson for sometimes you just got to be patient. And my husband did warn me on this one. He said, why can't you just wait for the fall? And I said, I don't think I need to. Anyway, lessons were learned. I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get started, and I'll show you what we're working with. Now, as you can see, this spot looks much better without the dead lemon cypress in there. And so I came in and put supports around the gomphrena, just getting us some more room. And then I trimmed back all of this potato vine and pulled out the dead things along the way. And I think it looks much better. I could even, down right here is an ornamental onion, and I could go and trim that up, and I think I will. But so we have a couple of empty spots. Don't mind that lemon cypress tree. If you can actually see closely on the interior, there are actually shades of green, which tells me it's still alive. And I have some deadheading to do right here. But right in this area, I have some space. We all know how I don't like space in my garden. I need things to be full and brimming. And I think that I might go ahead and pop one of my shrubs in here, because I think that would be really pretty. Maybe the Nandina, and I'll put it right on top of this not on, literally right in front of this Cosmo, because the Cosmo is going to be pulled soon. It's going to be done this season. So I have no problem kind of overlapping and crowding out my annuals to plant my shrubs and my more permanent pieces of the garden here. And I think that would be pretty, because actually it's next to the Orange Rocket Barberry. And I just think it's so beautiful together. As a color combination. And then we have the Fire and Ice Hydrangea right here. So I think all of them kind of growing up together and intergrowing is just going to be beautiful. And don't worry, yes, she has crispy leaves, but it's her first year. She hasn't really had a chance to lay down a good root system. Next year, she's going to do so much better. And actually, so there's some crisp, but the rest of the leaves are actually looking really good. And she's perky, which tells me she's not dehydrated at the end of the day. This is a full sun location. So I'm actually very impressed. She's doing remarkably well. We have no complaints on her performance. So, all right, let's get to it. Let's get our Nandina in the ground here. Who else spends most of their time gardening looking for simple items that you just put down somewhere? I can't be the only one. And I mean, it's not like I have a ton of time or daylight and then I'm running around looking for my shovel or my favorite tool, my scissors, or my hori. I do it to myself. And then there are two crossbows that I actually want to replace. I've had them for a long time and the foliage just, everything looks tired on it. It could be affected by spider mites as well. The foliage is so small on it that it's actually hard to see, but it just looks old and like it's on its way out. So I'm just going to take them out and pop two new ones in. And they are the same ones that I got from the garden center. They're just like a cupcake saucer one. Well, we are just about running out of daylight out here, and I feel pretty accomplished getting that dead lemon cypress. I did thank it for its service, as I did the Cosmo that I pulled. I like to pull all of my beauties, the ones that I've loved and appreciated, and thank them for what they brought to the garden. So right now, what I would like to do is go inside where there's still plenty of light and finally get my foxglove and snapdragon seeds started. So come join me. Let's do some more seeds together. So the seeds that we're going to be starting today are the foxgloves and the snapdragons, two of my absolute favorites. And this one is from Johnny's. It's the Camelot White. And we're going to start with this one. It has a minimum of 50 seeds. And so I have 6 blocks on each tray. Each one contains 20 smaller blocks for seeds. So that's going to be 120 seeds on this one and the same for this one. So I'm hoping that on one of these trays, I can do 3 larger blocks of 2 of my different kinds of foxgloves. So the first one, Camelot White Digitalis, and then our other one is from Eden Brothers, and this is Alba. And I hope to put this in the back garden. I actually ordered this before I got the ducks, and I don't want the ducks eating it, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna seclude my little Albas off so that they don't harm any animals. Our dogs and cats don't eat the plants or anything, but our ducks definitely forage around. So I got to figure out how to make it safe, or they'll have to go in the front or the east garden where the ducks don't go. So I'm just starting out again with my handy dandy bowl. And we'll start out with the Camelot White. And the Albas, so the Albas, the ones from Eden Brothers, they didn't specify whether they were first or second year blooming, so I'm going to assume that those are probably second year blooms. However, this Camelot series, these are all first year blooms. So starting them in the fall, you're going to end up with blooms this spring leading into summer. So these ones are pelleted, making them super easy to handle. There should be at least 50 in here, and I'm just surface sowing them. That's what the packet says. So when something is surface sown, they need light to germinate. I have kind of a bigger wood chip. There There we go. Just kind of adjusting my blocks. Oh, hi there. Thank you. And when you're making your soil blocks, if you happen to make a mistake on one of your blocks, just scoop it up and put it back and start over. It's really easy to fix. And I always like to tell people, use more water than you think that you're going to need. It's better to pick up the soil and watch the water drain out of your hands, because that means you can really compact those soil blocks. And what you really want is to be able to compact those soil blocks, and that's going to be able to hold, that's going to help the blocks hold together, because we are going to be bottom watering these trays and draining them out, and after weeks and weeks of that kind of action, it's going to loosen the soil, and your blocks are not going to hold if you do not have them really compacted in there. So now moving on to our second tray, the Snapdragons. These are all from Johnny's, and I'm going to be doing, I was going to start some Madame Butterfly, and I think I forgot to order them. I think I just got the Chantilly, so Chantilly it is. So I have Chantilly light pink, white, and then purple. Hopefully these will bloom in the cooler temperatures. So I'm hoping early spring to early summer. All right, let's get started. Okay, last step is putting them on the heating pad, and I think that's just a basic heating pad that I just got off of Amazon. It's for reptiles and or litters of puppies is what we used it for. So yeah, I'm just putting them on the heat mat. I surface sown the Snapdragons as well. I didn't specify that. Even when you surface sow things, I always sprinkle them with vermiculite. The vermiculite does not interfere with their ability to absorb the light, but it does help hold in moisture, and it does keep fungal and different things growing at bay, and things will grow, so, and it's okay, but it limits that. So as you can see, and this is actually, I have lights, plant lights hung up under here, because every available corner in my house that really isn't being used, I turn into like a seed starting corner. And when I was pinched last year for space, like anything that has something that I can hang lights from and a surface to put a tray on, that's kind of what I end up doing. And later in the winter season, my house is full of like little makeshift seed starting stations like this. So tell me if you have similar problems, or if you do the same around your house. So obviously I'm turning the lights off because I don't want to overcook. I don't want to overheat my seedlings. Generally speaking, as a general rule of thumb, if you are starting them on the heat pads, do not use lights with it, and vice versa. If you were using the lights, do not use a heating pad in addition. So one or the other. And once I have like 60 to 70% germination rate, then I'm going to move them into my Schwenky seed starting room, where I have like my shelf set up. And then that's where they're going to live until they get transplanted out. So thank you for starting this with me today and working in the garden. I feel very accomplished getting the foxgloves and Snapdragons started, and actually having a path that we can walk through outside is just a little important. But anyway, I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you had a chance to get in touch with nature and enjoy the outdoors as well. And I hope you join me next time. Thank you so much.